Welcome. In this video we are solving question from GATE 2018 Computer Science branch. So this question is from deadlock avoidance and it is based on Banker's algorithm. So it is given that in a system there are three type of resources E, F and G. So there are three type of resources E, F and G. And there are four processes P0, P1, P2 and P3 which are executing concurrently. These processes have declared their maximum resource requirement using a matrix named max. So this is a matrix named max and these processes P1, P0, P1, P2 and P3 have declared the maximum resource requirement using this matrix. So for example, P0 requires maximum 4 instances of resource E, maximum 3 instance of resource F and 1 instance of resource G. This is the maximum requirement of process P0. Similarly, process P1 requires maximum 2 instances of resource E, maximum 1 instance of resource F and maximum 4 instances of resource G. Similarly, P2 requires maximum 1 instance of resource E, 3 instances of resource F and 3 instances of resource G. Okay, so similarly for P3, and the number of instances of resources allocated to various processes at any given state is given by a matrix named allocation. So this matrix named allocation tells the number of instances of resources which are allocated to a process at any given state. So at present state P0 is given one resource of one instance of resource E, 0 instance of resource F and one instance of resource G. So this allocation is the current allocation and this maximum is the maximum requirement. Okay, so these are given. Now we are given that consider a state with allocation matrix as given below. So we have already considered this, and in which 3 instances of E and 3 instances of F are only resource available. So after this allocation we have only 3 instances of E and 3 instances of F which are available. Okay, so 3 instances of E and 3 instances of F are available with us after this allocation. Now it asks from perspective of deadlock which one of following is true. So system is in safe state, uh, system is not in safe state but would be in safe state if one more instance of E was available. System is not in safe state but would be in safe if one more instance of F was available, and in D option it was said that system is not in safe state but would be in safe state if one more instance of resource G was available. But the correct option for option this is A, system is in safe state. So this is the correct option. So we will prove this now. Okay, so we will prove this now because there was no space here, so I have not written about option D, but it was not required also because the correct option is option A, system is in safe state. So we will prove how this system is in safe state. Okay, so I am removing this because there is no requirement as we have now understood the question. Okay, so this is the allocation E, F and G, and we have 3 instances of E and 3 instances of F which are available with us right now. Okay, and obviously nothing is given about G, so it means that no instance of resource G is available after this allocation. So now uh, P0 requires one instance of resource G, is given one instance of resource G and it requires one instance only. So this requirement for P0 is satisfied. Now it requires 3 instances of resource F, but it is at present it is given only 0. So we give these 3 instances of resource F to P0, and it requires 4 instances of resource E but only one instance of resource E is given right now. So we give 3 instances of resource E to P1. Now P1 has 4 instances of resource F, 4 instances of resource E, 3 of F and 1 of G. So all its requirements are satisfied. So now P1 will execute and P1 will satisfy and P1 will conclude and it will give resources back to the system. So we will get one resource, so we will get extra 1 of E and 1 of G. So now we will have 4 of E available and 1 of G available with us. Okay, or I will add it in separate line. So 330, but after P1 executed, we now have, after P1 completion, we now have 4, 3 and 1 of G available. Okay, now we have four instances of resource E available with us, 3 of F available with us and 1 of G available with us. Okay, so we can now satisfy P2 also. We have satisfied P0, we can now satisfy P2 also, because it requires one of E and 1 of E is given to it. It requires 3 of G, it requires 3 of G and 3 of G is given to it. It requires 3 of F, and at present it is given only 0, so we give it 3 of F. So now P2 will complete, because now its requirement is satisfied, so P2 will complete execution and it will give its resources back to the system. So after P2 completion, now we have, again let's draw this matrix. Now we have 5 instances of resource E and 4 instances of resource G available with us now after P2. Okay, this was after P1, this is after P2. Now it says now we have 5 instances of resource E available with us, and sorry, we have 3 instances of resource F available with us and 4 of G available with us now. So now if we see, we can satisfy P1, because P1 requires 2 of E and it has 1 of E, so we can give it 1 of E now easily. It requires 1 of F and it already has 1 of F. It requires 4 of G and it has 2 of G available, so we can give it resources and we can complete this. So after P1 complete, now we will have 6, 4 and 6 instances of these resources available with us now. So now we have 6 of E available, 4 of F available and 6 of G available. Okay, so after P1 completion, now we have these available. So now P2 requires 5 of E and it has 2 of E with it, so we can give it 3 of E easily from 6. So the requirement for resource E is satisfied. It requires 4 of F, at present it has only 0, so we can give it 4 of F. So F requirement is satisfied. It requires 1 of G and it has at present 0, so we can give it 0, so we can give it resource G also. So P3 is also satisfied. Okay, so in this way we have successfully satisfied the requirements of all the processes. So first we satisfied P0 by allocating 3 resources of E and F to it. Then it gave back its resources to the system. So we had 4 of E available, 3 of F available and 1 of G available. Then we satisfied process P2. It required 3 extra of F and we had 3 of F, so we gave it back. So when P2 satisfied, then it gave 3 of its G resources back to the system. So we had 4 of G available and we easily satisfied P1 requirement, and after P1 we had sufficient resources, so we satisfied requirement of P3 also. So first we executed P0. I had by mistake written P1 here, it was P0. So P0 was satisfied, then P2 satisfied, then finally P3 satisfied. So after P3 satisfied, we will have 8 of E with us, then 0, 4 of F with us, then 6 of G with us. Okay, so this was in this way we can solve the questions on deadlock avoidance. So I hope this question was clear to you, and like and share the video and subscribe the channel, and if you have any doubt you can comment in the comment box. So this is the resource satisfaction resource a completion table. Okay, so all the resource, all the processes were, the requirements of all the processes were satisfied successfully. So the system is in safe state. So the correct option is that system is in safe state because we can easily complete all the processes with the resources we have. So like and share the video and subscribe the channel, and thank you.